Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3. No introduction necessary. This is hell. We are trapped in hell.
Part 3 in the hell of Alton's making.
I am responsible for this.
Bob's making.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna blame the victim here. You're a victim, Alton.
Oh yeah, that's true, because I was quote tweeted by Bob Chipman. So as we were reading the book to make this, Bob Chipman, and what I can only assume is from name searching himself, found a tweet of me saying, reading the Bobbert Chipman book for Vigato To with what is basically an entire book club, and oh my god, you had all better appreciate this, LOL. And in response to this, he says, not gonna lie, when stuff like this crosses my eye line, and I note that I've got mutuals following this kind of ... quote unquote person ? Always kind of hard not to call it out. I don't, because hey, who knows? But it makes it awful difficult to trust people. So, you know, no Bob Chipman interaction is complete without him using the word person or people in quotation marks.
Bob
That's
Chipman
always been
getting
the
his
thing.
calipers out to measure Alton's skull.
It is the position of the pod that Bob Chipman is a person. He is a human being deserving of the thing that all human beings deserve. That's why all of this upsets us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why you got to do that to Alton, Bob. That's fucked up. I know you're listening. That's not the way to talk about other people.
My thesis statement for like part 3 will be that he is a horrific gamer goblin, and he should be one of us. He should, by all rights, he should be one of us. He should be like a nasty little video game gremlin. Like
He should be on the pod.
Oh my god, no, let's not go that far. But like, he is so ideologically captured by this identity that like, he lives in his own personal matrix where it's like, he can't just accept like what he is and move on. It's like he has to somehow continuously justify it.
He has the same brain pattern as like a Gamergate guy, but he's too lib to go that way. So he has to go like a different route. But like his methods and his thinking and his thought process are identical.
Right.
Yeah, like he feels so attacked by your tweet, but like your tweet is fine. Like you imply you're not enjoying the book, but like it's a pretty mild fucking tweet. In the world of like media criticism, which by the way Bob works in.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, one of the
I
things
can't believe people are criticizing my media. I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
And he's famous for being one of those epic outrage dudes for movies. Like he got played on Howard Stern and shit because he was doing epic waffle rage criticism about pixels.
Oh,
Really?
Wait, what? He was on Howard Stern? What the fuck?
I mean, he wasn't like a guest, but like it was like a big thing for a long time. It was like everybody played Movie Bob doing his Pixels rage rant. So it's not like he doesn't do this.
Right.
I'd just like to point out that like you didn't spell his name like Bob Chipman, you spelled Bobbert, which means that he name searches like misspellings of his own name.
Who knows? The fact that he's like obsessively looking up what people are saying about him, considering what people say about him, is like deeply unhealthy.
yeah, like Bob, don't expose yourself to that. Like it's
Touch grass.
especially we mentioned on the touch grass. We mentioned on the last episode how like he's a popular figure on Kiwi farms and stuff. Like those people are demons. Like
Yeah. Satanic.
don't go look at that shit. Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Agreed.
Those people are demons and should be condemned to an eternity in hell. We are merely gamer goblins, and we already live in gamer dungeons. So there's nothing really like what you need to do.
We're just talking about the book.
Wait, listen, this is a
And the book is about Bob.
Yeah.
yeah.
I enjoyed reading this book. Bob,
Well,
you're listening?
I've
you
always
are.
Yeah,
I've always
probably.
maintained that, you know, when art is good, it's able to invoke certain emotional states in the person witnessing
know,
it. And
like
You
rage.
start to
does
get
that.
feelings, urges, and those are fine. They're natural.
I've got a lot of urges.
Maybe you start to think about girls in a different way. You know, you weren't expecting that, but it's okay. It's normal.
Yeah, I think they're scary now.
After reading this book, I'm afraid of women.
All right, so for part 3, honestly, I think we've made our main statements. We've gone through everything like all the serious discussion I'd really care to have about Bob Chipman and his deep psychological problems. And I'd really just like to go through like a grab bag of some of the most interesting and funny like quotes and facts from this book. So
Okay.
my next point is on page 62. Does anyone have anything before that?
I just have on 61, Bob has committed the greatest crime imaginable, pretending to be from Boston when he's actually from Revere.
Yeah.
As we've
Unspeakable
covered,
crime.
we know.
Yes.
So page 62, here, this is one of the wonderful quotes just before the epilogue. Mario is still here. So am I. And I'd like to think, if possible, we would thank one another for that.
What?
So Mario would thank me for him still being here.
Thank you,
This-
movie Bob Chipman, for making me a successful video game character. I couldn't have done it without you.
I know we said we weren't going to talk about his like psychological state anymore. I just want to quickly say though that bit comes right after he talks about like finding his old NES
Right.
when he was moving and like refurbishing it, and just the way he wrote about it, it just feels like that meant the world to him. And like there's so much fucking Arrested Development here. I can't deal with it. Like it's so.
It is the most parasocial relationship possible in that he literally thinks a fictional Italian plumber is like his close friend, which is just sad and also funny. And I think that's the general emotional mix you get from this. It's sad and funny.
Yeah, I mean, this would be sad and funny for like any game to be this invested in it, but like at least there's games where I feel like there's a little more meat on the bones with the characters to like relate to. But like it's always impressive to me when someone can like care this much about Mario, you know? He's just he wears red and he jumps. That's the bulk of his thing.
My next note is on page 63.
I have something from 63. I think I know what yours is going to be. I think I'm going to start one paragraph earlier because
Okay, go ahead.
this will encompass my quote as well. I am the man I am for many reasons. Because of my parents, my grandparents, my friends and family, but also because of Mario.
Mario made me a man.
I was a boy that one night with Mario.
I love Mario so much.
Whose inconsequential sense whose adventures filled my lonelier hours, fueled my dreams, gave me a not inconsequential sense of stability, and in a manner I never would have expected, led me on a twisting, roundabout path to my own career and prosperity. I wouldn't dream of denying that kid to possibly have the same grand adventure, and I can only hope that Mario is as good a friend to him as he was to me. This is about him like meeting a kid who wants to play Mario and being like, my people live
Oh
on.
my God. Yeah, he was in the fucking line at Best Buy for like the grand release of like the Wii U, and
Yeah,
he's just like, this big older guy knows Mario too. Yes, I do, kid. Yes, I do.
He talks like he's from like a group who's been ethnically cleansed, and
Oh my
he's like met, he's met like another person who speaks like his native tongue for the first time in his life. Like it's
Oh my
fucking crazy.
God. It's just it's him realizing just now that fucking Nintendo products are toys for children, and he's like, you know what? I'm okay with them playing my toys.
My toys. He goes on to say, and so in addition to writing this book for myself, for people like me, for game designers and developers and journalists and anyone else who'd been looking, as I was, for a book that looked at a game and at gaming in this way. What way? I also write it for that kid, for all the kids like him, who know Mario and games now and might find interest, intrigue, or benefit in knowing what came before. And knowing the history of our people. I'd like to imagine that someday, somewhere, a copy of this book will be picked up by a young Mario fan who had never considered that their hobby could hold deeper truths or be looked at as an object of art and meaning, and that it will let them appreciate it all the more.
Oh my God.
And that child's name was Conqy.
What I love about this is there are no deeper truths that are about to be revealed to us.
There's literally just a fucking play-by-play of him playing the fucking Super Mario Brothers 3. There's no like deep insights.
Like Mario is like this, like Mario 3 is like this lost treasure that like no one's made able to find. Like it's the Ark of the Covenant or some shit. And people are like, I heard that there was a third Mario game, but I've never played it. Did it really exist? Yes, little boy, it did. Like, fuck you. It's on the Virtual Console. You can download it on your Switch right now.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Gamergate ended when Bob Chipman opened the Ark of the Covenant and melted the bases of all the Nazis.
God damn.
True.
Okay, so something I wanted to talk about, and I think we've probably touched on before, but the self-importance of this thing is insane. Like,
Yeah.
it significantly, like in part 2, it's less noticeable, but in like the introduction, like the masturbatory, like taking 4 pages to convey why he decided on Super Mario Brothers 3. And then in parts like this where he's just like, he thinks game designers, developers, journalists, and like future generations are all going to fucking consult this tome to figure out why they like gaming. And it's like, no, of course they're not going to do that. Like, even though I admit to like thinking the parts of like that are autobiographical are somewhat interesting and have like his own unique insight into what was going on at the time, it's not going to be a deep insight into video games. Like, he just does not understand that his experience with this medium is completely unique and only says anything about him.
Yeah.
It is not profound, deep insights about anything outside of that, but he thinks it is.
Or are we only on page 64? What the fuck?
I know, right?
Man.
But luckily, part 3 is right after that, and we basically just skipped through like all the parts of him describing him playing the fucking game.
On page 66 in part 3, the game, he says, quote, if you've read this far, you probably don't need to be told what a Goomba is. And then he goes on to explain what pixels are.
He has like an entire fucking glossary before we even get started. He has like the characters, Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and like descriptions of like fucking everything.
It's insane.
Assuming you haven't skipped ahead to this part, it should be rather familiar to you by now. The main character of the series, Mario, is a plumber, possibly native to Brooklyn, New York.
This is the most like fucking middle school padded out paper shit I've ever read. It's like, what is a video game? Webster's defines game as an
Oh my
interactive
God.
or entertainment. Like
It's also written as if no one else in the world will know what Mario is. Like, this will be the last surviving record of Mario. So he's like, okay, I need to explain everything. I need to tell you who Mario is, who Luigi
after
is.
the aliens invade, who's gonna know what a Goomba is? I have to let the people of the future know.
Yeah, it's like that's what an appendix is, like a glossary table, like at the back of the book. He wrote this like nobody read the rest of his fucking book. Oh my God.
Well, see, at the beginning, on page 67, under the characters, under the Mario section, he first says, assuming you haven't skipped ahead to this part, he should be
this is a
familiar
good
to you
bit.
by now. So yeah, in his head, people are potentially skipping to this segment because this is, to him, this is the meat of this book. That's what that
my
is
God.
saying to me.
The good shit.
All that stuff about my old psycho boss firing me for not liking Passion of the Christ, boring bullshit. I want to read about like what pixels are. I want to hear about like how pixels are arranged on a screen. I want to know what the difference between LCD and CRT are.
What's the
Yeah.
turtle called?
I want to know what a Mario is. What's a Bowser?
Bob hasn't explained what a plumber is. How am I supposed to know what a plumber is? What are pipes? Bob, you haven't fully explained it.
What is the gameplay of Super Mario Brothers 3? Like,
Oh fuck! Oh shit! What are pipes?
what
Bob?
is a life? What is a number of life? What's a score? It's like, oh no.
Hang on.
is-
What's a mushroom?
I don't know. He never says. Oh no.
Shit. Hang on. He
Oh my-
has to say.
He
This
tells us
book
what a
is so
one-up
thorough.
is. Literally one of the most like ubiquitous gaming terms in the world, and he has it before he starts. Ugh.
This rules.
Oh, also page 75, the Tanuki suit. This is what I meant. I
Finally.
actually found it
Yes.
again. The Tanuki costume that grants all the powers of Raccoon Mario, but also the ability to transform into an invisible statue. And it's like, I don't know if this is like a typo or something, but like literally, all of that is just one big word. There's no spaces.
Wait, what page is that on?
The bottom of 75. Here, I'm gonna post it in chat.
Oh God, you're right. Holy shit. Mario, but also the ability to transform into an animal wheel, but doesn't enroll. Jesus.
Oh wait, I just copied and pasted it, and it has spaces, but in the actual book, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Oh my god.
Is it the same in the? Is it the same in the physical copy?
Yeah, Conqy, get your book out. Get your signed book, Brick by Brick by Bob Chipman.
I don't have it. I have it on my tablet right now. Shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll look for it when I find it. I'll look for it, and I don't know, post an update because people can't get enough of this shit.
I know. Oh, I know. Three fucking episodes of this fucking shit, and people will just be like, "Okay, where's episode 4?" And we're like, "We're never making an episode 4."
I can't wait to see your listenership statistics just drop like a fucking rock after this 3-parter.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm actually genuinely concerned that people will get sick of this shit.
Okay, look, I might be crazy, but I think that people are going to be into this. I think it's going to be popular, actually.
What's the next note?
All right. My next note is on page 86.
I have a page 86.
I mean, this is where he gets into actually doing the play-by-play. But this is from his journal entry dated Monday, April 23, 2012, which is apparently the very first day he started this playthrough. So what's your note?
My note is his drink at the end.
Okay. I want to get into this part first.
Sure.
I have no great artistic rationale for why I chose to begin writing up my playthrough tonight morning, technically, as it's 2:30 a.m. at present, but I have never been able to accept darkness and nighttime as not being one and the same. I am here, that is to say, my bedroom where the Wii is kept, because the wind and rain outside have inspired our family dog Sprocket to behave in the manner one expects of a dog during such weather, rendering quote-unquote work conditions untenable in my usual office, parentheses, also known as the living room after everyone else is asleep. And so my thinking goes, I'm off to move to my workspace in my room anyway, as it's a good time as any to stop procrastinating on this Super Mario Bros. 3 project.
I just want to know, his style of writing has changed. He's almost putting on this faux, I don't know, aristocratic sort of vibe. This isn't how he writes in the rest of the thing. It has inspired the dog to behave in a manner one expects of a dog during such weather. That's not how you talk, Bob. What the fuck is this? Okay,
Bob,
so
you have a
rendering
Boston
work
accent.
conditions untenable in my usual office. It's I think it's supposed to be self-deprecating, and that he realizes it is very kind of weird and sad to start a writing project at 2:30 a.m. in your bedroom.
Wait, hold on. What time is it where you are, Kay?
3:30 a.m.
Yeah, let's leave that one. Point Bob on that one.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take the L on this one.
You said you had a note about his drink.
Okay, yeah. So the next little bit is thus here I am, here we are. Pathetic excuse for an air conditioner rattling in the background. Quote, bedtime cocktail of Jack Daniels, Captain Morgan, and Schweppes at my side. What the fuck kind of drink is that?
Sounds terrible.
Whiskey, rum, and so Schweppes makes ginger ale and tonic. I don't know.
Probably
Yeah.
ginger ale, I would imagine.
Yeah, for an American that would be ginger ale. All right, so ginger ale, spiced rum, and fucking shitty Jack Daniels bourbon.
His bedtime cocktail. Listen, this is going to get into a theme.
I mean, come on, that's just what was there. Let's be real.
Well, no. See, naming it bedtime cocktail implies to me that this is a regular fixture in his life.
It is. It 100% is. Because
I'll pour myself a movie, Bob.
oh my god. Captain Morgan, Jack Daniels, and Schweppes is the movie Bob cocktail.
It's official, folks.
But I really want to get into this because, okay, so he starts the very first night. He starts his fucking Let's Play, writing his Let's Play. He drinks hard liquor, and then I'm getting a little bit out of order of the stuff I want to talk about. But page 100, Saturday, April 28th. 20,012. That's clearly a typo.
What?
Bob, come on, dude.
20012. 20,000. Oh, fucking
Awesome.
hell.
Hold on. I have a note on page 94.
I know, but like, I want to get all of these together so that we get a clear picture of what's happening. I don't really care about, like, did not expect to already have a 3-day gap in these entries, but then it's 3:30 a.m. Tonight's libation is Pabst, parentheses, don't judge me, and a shot of Jack. The desert awaits. And then page 122. In my excitement and under the influence of a generously portioned beer/Bacardi cocktail, I managed to turn off the virtual console without properly pausing. And then page 150. I've come just a bit too far to let that happen. Suck it up, settle in, chug your beer. It's time to face at least the first few legs of this long, hard slog through the snow. Page 93. If I remember, there's a one-up in the first blocks you hit from beneath, ... but failed to acquire it. Blame the booze, Bob. Blame the booze. So, he fucking played this entire fucking game drunk!
His big, like, deep analysis masterwork.
Listen, no shade for me on playing video games drunk. I do that all the time.
No.
I
Yeah,
love
no.
it. But, like, this motherfucker is like this is the deepest, most incredible frame-by-frame analysis of Super Mario Bros. 3, and he didn't pissed off his tits on Jack Daniels and Captain Morgan.
Technically, also PBR.
Oh yeah. Also,
Yeah,
his
but
Pabst.
he's very ashamed of that, so I didn't bring it up.
Remember
like
that photo that he posted with like all the cans of beer that like had collapsed onto his bed?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, yeah. What the fuck?
For listeners who don't know, there was a tweet a while ago in the deep Bob lore where he had just been collecting all of his beer cans and just stacking them like on the ledge near his bed, and then one day they just all collapsed, and he just tweeted a photo of like his room just covered in fucking beer cans, complaining about how it smelled like a recycling center. And I have to assume that was from when he was playing this game.
So, like, literally, I just found all these different quotes of Bob saying that he was playing this game drunk. he literally was playing this game the whole fucking game. I don't know, something about that just strikes me as like, that is not, if you're going to do like a professional writing project, it strikes me the wrong way that you would be like drunk while you were trying to write. I don't know.
Just the superior air Bob puts on, combined with the discussion of the deep analysis of this project, and almost the like pathological need to like confess how drunk he was throughout the whole process too. Like, I don't know. It's just a very odd picture that is painted, is what I'll say. Very strange young man.
I know
He's drinking weird
this.
shit too.
Yeah.
Like when he's not just drinking a beer, he's like, "Oh yeah, I like a Bacardi in my beer." It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Beer isn't mix, you little freak.
Wait, hold on. I missed out about the Bacardi and the beer. What the shit? That's awful.
On 122, a generously portioned beer/Bacardi cocktail. He mixed rum.
That's a cry for help.
What is that?
That sounds like something that people drink.
Oh my god. Okay, so sorry, Conqy. What was your next one? I went on a rant at 86.
No, it wasn't. It was stuff we've gone over before. It was on page 100. Where, like, number one, he calls alcoholic drinks libations, which is the most fucking like neckbeard fedora tipping shit I've ever heard. Like, hello, ladies. Can I offer you libations? And
Can
then,
I
like,
offer you a beer Bacardi libation, my lady?
And then he also like says, "Don't judge me for drinking PBR." Like, he wants so badly to be a coastal elite, and he's like, "I can't have people see me drinking this like working class beer." Like, nobody cares, Bob. Nobody cares that you drink PBR. What, like, people are gonna judge you because you weren't drinking like, I don't know, local favorite Narragansett or Samuel Adams Boston Lager? I don't fucking know. Like, who gives a shit? Why are you like, the fact that he's insecure about the fact that he drank a PBR one time says way more about him than I think he realizes.
Yeah, he'll be ashamed of the PBR, but not mixing it with Bacardi.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's not a mixer, Bob. Holy shit. All right, my next note is on 92. You got anything before that?
Nope.
All right, so Tuesday, April 24th, 2012. It's 4 a.m. I should be asleep. The better to wake at a reasonable hour and get day work out of the way. That's not me stumbling. That's literally what he writes. I did a 3,000 calorie routine at the gym today thanks to the welcome distraction of a DVD full of old Transformers cartoons. And like, listen, 3,000 calories. What the fuck? You can't lose 3,000 calories in a single day at the gym. The recommended daily...
You don't lift like Bob does, okay?
I've clearly been underestimating Bob, but like the daily recommended calorie intake is 2,000 calories a day for women and 250 for men. So literally working out more than a normal person eats in a day.
Maybe we're confused. Maybe he ate 3,000 calories and then just went to the gym.
He's just eating like a 2-foot-long sub while he's on the treadmill.
He's eating the giant sub from The Simpsons.
Oh my god.
He thinks that if you do it while exercising, the calories don't count. So you're running a calorie deficit.
Jesus Christ.
That's true. That's true, though.
And then this is not the only time. Like I think maybe the gym he goes to has like a defective treadmill thing, because like sometimes they do tell you like how many calories you burn for like a workout. I feel like it just must be lying to him, because later on page 103 he says gym workout 1,700 cal cardio routine solid. You cannot burn 1,700 calories with a cardio routine.
This dude's tacking a 0 on.
He must be, because it's really fucking hard to burn calories with cardio.
Yeah, like an hour straight of jogging, you're maybe looking at like 200 or 300. I doubt he jogged for 10 hours straight. You know?
Oh my god.
You're forgetting exactly how entertaining those Transformers DVDs were.
He's in the fucking gym for 10 hours, just nonstop running, watching the entire season of Transformers. Oh my god.
He saw Optimus Prime die and it just like inspired him to run.
God damn. All right, so next note I have is page 96. Anyone else got anything?
Nope, just 94. Bob is drinking alone at 4 a.m. and rambling to himself about Mario. He has chosen to publish this information in a book for some reason. That's what I wrote.
Pretty much. Okay, so this is his entry for April 25th, which he leaves the year off for some reason. So we don't know which year this was. We don't know if it's in the 200K universe he was in one of them, or if it's in 2012.
He
Can't tell which piece of yarn to like rope to this journal entry on my giant wall of Movie Bob lore.
Yeah, and so it's about like how his grandmother's in the hospital because of he's an ongoing problem. And then it's not lost on me that I'm currently, quote unquote, coping with this and other uneasy aspects of my present day life in precisely the same way I did as a child. Playing a video game. Playing this video game.
Ooh.
Again, like, not to rehash the same point over and over again, but like he's self-consciously retreating away from real life to go into like escapist fantasies.
Yeah, this one's dark.
Yeah. And so I only have like a couple more notes. This is something I actually sent like a screenshot of this page of this bookmark to Reese. And I just called it Bob's Cereal Cryptid. April 30th, 2012.
Yes.
I just had a creepy yet utterly banal pre-bedtime moment. A box of cereal I vividly remember opening and eating from a day or so ago is sealed shut. It has never been opened. I'm not sure what this implies, either about me or the cereal. Did I hallucinate eating cereal? Of all the things to conjure, why that? And if so, why not a cereal I liked more than Special K raspberries? If I was going to dream of cereal, I would have preferred it to be something more potent like Fruity Pebbles or Boo Berries. Whatever, time to play some of the water levels.
Oh, I have a note for this. What did I write?
Cereal dreams. It's so potent. That's imagery.
I wrote, tonight Bob has an existential crisis because he didn't remember opening a box of cereal. He is a man being driven mad by the banality of his own life. The only thing that keeps him going is the delusion that his diary of how he stayed up all night playing video games that came out when he was 7 will someday be considered a seminal work of media criticism.
Does Movie Bob discuss his dreams anywhere else in this book? I want to explore this.
Unfortunately, not even his child psychologist got to hear about his dreams because he was too smart. He cleverly countered them by.
He was defeated in the Mind Palace.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
There's 4 of us.
Movie Bob, come on the show. Let's discuss your dreams.
Oh my
The
god.
4 of us will be your therapist. I think
Yes.
together,
Yes.
the 4 of us might be able to outwit you and your huge
Exactly.
brain. So we'll be able to do therapy on you.
Come and join me in the Mind Dojo, Mr. Chipman.
Oh, but like literally, he just had like a fucking what do you call this again? Like a Bearstein Bear moment where he's just
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect, exactly.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I thought I opened this box of cereal, but it was completely sealed shut.
No, Bob, you just bought 2 boxes of Lucky Charms and you ate one of them already.
Maybe his mom just like this family ate the rest of the box and then just got a new box, and he's just like, what has happened? I have clearly been visited by an alien.
He's like peeking at his neighbors through the blinds at night, just like, what are they doing over there? Are they bringing over cereal?
Did they seal up my cereal box when I wasn't looking? Did I imagine? I'm just imagining like Bob Chipman's family just gaslighting him by like taking his cereal every time he eats it and being like, "Oh, you never ate cereal, Bob. What are you talking about? It's completely sealed."
Trying to get him to move out. Just fucking with him.
This was like his family passive aggressively, like trying to gaslight him with his cereal box.
Holy shit.
Oh fuck.
Do we have anything for page 112?
I don't. What's on page 112? Oh yeah, the working class hero shit. Fuck.
Oh my god.
This is like the closest thing Bob ever gets to like any type of like leftist criticism of Mario, and it's entirely aesthetic. It's just that like, oh, well, Bob is a plumber and plumber's a working class job, and therefore he's like a working class hero.
I know you meant to say Mario, but I think that Bob and Mario are synonymous in this book. They're
Bob
one and
is
the
a plumber.
same.
Sorry, I'm picturing that image of Bob where he's dressed as Mario and standing like perfectly rigid T-posing.
I've been thinking of that this entire time.
One cannot exist without the other, as we've established.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah, they were
yeah.
born at the same time.
Yeah, no, I've never seen Bob Chipman and Mario in the same room.
This is big. This is big. All right, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, first of all, like, Mario is not a working class hero because 100% of his time is devoted to upholding the monarchy, and therefore
Yeah.
Mario is actually a counter-revolutionary and will not be spared when the Toads rise up.
That's right.
He's a reactionary.
Never fixes any pipes.
I mean, he's
No.
even reactionary by like a liberal standard because he upholds, like Conqy said, the monarchy.
Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps harping on this. Like he's mentioned it several times, and I was like, oh my god, he wore fucking overalls. He's working class. It's just like, okay, Bob. Like he's a working class immigrant. He's like an Italian
Yeah,
plumber in New York.
There is this one line from the Mario Brothers movie, which I have seen for reasons that I don't understand, where like they're trying to fix pipes in Koopa's castle to like get up to the top for whatever reason, and like the pipes are all fucked up, and Bob Hoskins says to John Leguizamo, "Oh, definitely a non-union job." And I think that's like the only reference we get to like Mario being a union plumber. Like,
A throwaway joke from a terrible movie.
yeah, but I guess Bob really imbibed that.
I mean, honestly, this is the closest thing he gets to like actual criticism and commentary on Mario. Not just like the fucking weird ass sentences where it's like, and then I jumped on a Goomba, and then I drank a disgusting foul combination of beer and Bacardi.
What enables you to jump on Goombas? You can't do that shit sober.
Yeah.
The thing that's like that's really stupid about this particular part is he's going on about like Mario being from New York, except like earlier in the book he talks about how Hart found it that like Mario wasn't actually from New York but from the Mushroom Kingdom in Yoshi's Island. So it's like, well, which
Mhm.
is it, Bob?
He's just decided to retcon that himself, I guess.
There's no fucking consistent Mario
Jesus.
lore. The Mario lore is like whatever serves the gameplay of the current game that Mario is in. And Bob, for some reason, spent an inordinate amount of time and energy as a child trying to construct like the definitive Mario canon, which is just like, holy shit.
Yeah, because you know what? The lore doesn't matter, Bob. It's Mario.
Yeah.
It's fucking Mario. It's fine.
Yeah, like the most you could ever say about like the definitive Mario lore is just like whatever penetrated into pop culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any more highlights, or should we go into our conclusion stage?
I've got a note on on page 118. I don't know if you got this
me
one.
too. Yep.
Because this is May 6, 2012, and it's the release of The Avengers.
Oh, big day for Bob.
A huge fucking day for Bob. And what did you want to say about it, Conqy? I'll let you go first.
What did I write? I wrote, Bob talks about seeing the Avengers 6 times in theaters. He describes it as a "where were you when XX happened" cultural touchstone. Is
Like
Bob
9/11.
capable of imbibing pop culture in ways that don't lead to him comparing them to the JFK assassination?
In many ways, Avengers was like 9/11.
True. Oh my god.
It definitely 9/11 pop culture to like that's all we could ever talk about for fucking years and years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed that he just left in through his book. He's like, holy shit, guys, I saw the Avengers. It ruled. In his like analytic book about Mario.
You're not even getting the most of it. Listen, you need to get the full thing here.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right, so fucking this is Bob Chipman talking about how popular the Avengers is, okay? But I never dare dream that quote unquote regular audiences would be cheering it on as much as I was. One more Avengers observation. Since I'm getting the sense that this will end up being one of those quote, where were you, what were you doing pop culture moments. It's just like, I know I've already said this before, but like it's literally like every time other people like the same thing he likes, he's just sort of like, I never dare dream that regular audiences, quote unquote, would be cheering it on as much as I was.
Who could have imagined that normies would look at Jurassic Park and think, wow, dinosaurs are cool, the same as me?
Yeah, it's like he thinks that his obsession with fucking Mario and the Avengers and Marvel movies is like high art that only the Aloy, the anointed ones of like film criticism like him, can actually enjoy. No, Bob, this is pop culture trash. It's made for fucking proles like you.
That's the thing that's like always baffled me about Bob is his like absolute surprise that things like the Avengers are successful and popular. And it's like, this is a product, a retail product made by one of the most powerful and influential media conglomerates on the planet. They have the biggest marketing budget. Like their movies produce GDPs greater than most European nations. Of course it's popular. It can't not be popular. Our economy will collapse if it's not popular, so it has to be. Why are you surprised that people went to see it?
He's really stuck in this like worldview of like quote nerdy stuff being like this niche non-mainstream thing that I guess was applicable in like the 80s to an extent, and he can't cope with the fact that it's like, no, everyone's fine with like video games and comic books now. It's just that's popular culture now. It's fine. To him, this is like some massive moment somehow.
I completely missed an amazing quote on page 93. Oblige me for a second. All right, so this is a part of his entry for April 27th, 2012. Good video games are addictive like that, and good Mario games are practically crystal meth in that regard. Why can't he compare something he likes to something good? Why does it always have to be 9/11 or crystal meth or fucking the JFK assassination? Why can't he just compare it to something good?
I love Super Mario Sunshine, you guys. It's just like the Rwandan genocide.
Oh, fucking hell. And then another funny quote. further down the pages. The modern Mario is quote-unquote round-bodied in a Mickey Mouse sort of way. But 80s Mario was visibly obese.
What?
He was a big boy.
Bring back thick Mario.
Yeah,
Bring
it's like
back-
cartoon renderings of Mario and Toad were an amusing reminder of how straight up fat Mario used to be rendered. On then page 93, he's just fat shaming 80s Mario for being obese.
No,
Come
I
on,
think
Bob.
And not really, but it's just like he's just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's trying to say with this. Does he like that?
no, I
Did
think
he like
he's
it
saying that
better?
original '80s Mario was body positive, and he wants to bring it back.
Oh, guys, just at the end of that exact paragraph where he's talking about that, he reveals that he's drinking a screwdriver.
Oh my God, Bob.
Oh my god, I missed that.
Oh.
Man, makes me feel a lot less bad about just getting completely wasted while recording this.
I get 2 pieces of the star before blowing it on the bottom row. I tell myself it's the screwdriver I've been nursing as opposed to the loss of my gaming reflexes with age, ...
Bob, are you an alcoholic?
No, he can quit anytime he wants.
Just like he can quit Mario
Oh my
anytime he
god.
wants.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I wish I knew how to crit you. You're like my crystal meth, Mario.
I
Like-
think we should see other people.
Mario, was Bob beating you? No, I fell on a door.
Fuck me.
God. Oh no.
Mario, what the fuck is this that you handed me? It's a no contact order. I don't want you to come out from here no more.
I jump on the Goombas. I give a Bob Chipman the restraining order. Jesus, I think that's it. I think that's all the points I had.
We have to start heading to wrapping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at
Hold on.
51
Okay, I've
minutes
got
right
one.
now. What
I
you
got
got?
one
go.
more. I swear, it's the last one. It's up page 197. Yeah, so this is where he describes getting into a car accident. He just spends like a whole page describing being an offender bender.
Right.
I'll just read it. Was in a car accident this evening. I'm fine. The car, ... not so much. The driver in front of me stopped short, causing a secondary short stoppage, causing me to slam on the brakes and, as it just rained a bit, skid right into them. The short stopper who started the mess fled the scene, leaving me and the young lady I had just rear-ended to hash things out. I was freaking out pretty bad. The move to the new place was only a few days away, and this was not an expense I needed. More importantly, the residents of houses along the street came pouring out to surround us both. Apparently, she was a local in the neighborhood, and the neighborhood was coming to her defense. I've lived in this town long enough to have seen this scenario play out before, and I knew I didn't want to be seen as the offending side. One guy among the crowd appointed himself as the leader and started in trying to wheel and deal me. No cops. Let's just settle up. Maybe some cash. Insurance will just raise premiums, etc. No thanks, pal. Cops showed up anyway, but not before I'd called a family for a ride, and frankly, some strength in numbers. I was ultimately able to drive the car home, mangled hood, banged up bumper and all. It's sitting outside now, held together by bungees, waiting for me to drive it to the dealership. The owner is my mother's cousin, so at least I know it'll be taken care of fairly. In the morning. For now, the fortress.
So, Conqy, as the only resident, anywhere close in proximity to Bob Chipman, what is this Massachusetts culture of leaving your house to go beat the shit out of people who get in fender benders?
I have never seen this before in my entire fucking life. I have no idea what he's talking about. This is like fucking weird.
I'm sure people were rubbernecking, but like he immediately assumes malice and like the observers.
Yeah, and he's like, I need to get the cops involved, which is very telling.
The entire street was against me.
Yeah.
Whatever. Page 197. There's a bit about Bob getting into a fender bender here for reasons I cannot comprehend. I thought maybe the diary entries were about the passing of his grandmother and was supposed to be some sort of thematic death of childhood nostalgia framing device that didn't translate well, but no, it's just daily Bob facts being popped in here at random. Looking forward to the half-page description of him cooking Mountain Dew chicken in the middle of the final boss fight.
Which, for longtime listeners, will know that Bob Chipman is infamous for his Mountain Dew marinated chicken.
Yeah, that's my last note. That's the last thing I wrote about this fucking book.
All right. It's such a middle class mindset to like feel like you're being mobbed by the trolls the way he does in that bit. It's super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
that's
lady
very
whose car I
strange.
totaled, her neighbors came out to check and see if she was okay, and I felt so attacked.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oof.
We literally only have Bob's perspective on this, and I don't think that he's a very
Yeah.
he's not much of a people person. I think it's safe
Yeah,
to say.
I don't trust his account of this.
And so-
This is an unreliable narrator.
Yeah. So his narrative that he was being threatened and wheeled and dealed by the neighborhood tough, who was like, "Hey, you don't need insurance, just give us cash." It's just like, I don't know, maybe it happened the way he described it, but the fact that he describes this, like, I've lived in this town long enough to see this scenario play out before. What? He's like describing like this is a common occurrence in Massachusetts. This is like something he's seen before. It's like, yeah, you don't want to get involved with one of those. I'm glad we have Conqy here to dispel these strange myths about being mobbed by the locals.
Man, I've only ever been in one fender bender here, and it was fine. We exchanged information, and then we drove off, and then nothing happened. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
All right, let's wrap this up. I hope everyone enjoyed this. This was, I don't know if a labor of love is the right word. It was a labor of
Agony.
compulsion.
Pain.
Yeah.
Simply a labor.
It was a labor.
That's for fucking sure.
I mean, it felt like we were giving birth in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Why does my baby have Bob Chipman's face?
Oh,
Oh my god.
nightmare.
Yeah, that's Kay's book.
I go a lot more into the serial mystery in my book.
Yeah.
All right, let's have some let's have some concluding statements here. What do we got?
This is a terrible book. Don't ever buy it unless you like me, I suppose, have an obsession with the weirdness that is Bob Chipman's like Matrix-like escapism psychology, and want to figure out what the fuck is wrong with him.
All I have to say is, Bob, I really appreciate you like sticking through it to the end, listening to all 3 episodes. That really means a lot to me. I've been a longtime fan of your work, and I hope that you'll be a fan of mine. Really appreciate the support. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for quote tweeting this episode and sharing it to all your followers.
Yes.
Thanks for subscribing to the Patreon.
Yeah.
This book is a nightmare.
Mhm.
It's not really about Mario, despite how much of it is about Mario. It's about Bob Chipman consuming Mario. It's about his life as a consumer and the identities that he's built around himself based on that consumption. And they all seem to be shields from dealing with some very undealt with trauma of some kind. He doesn't come off as doing well in this book.
No.
And like
He's fairly honest
it's
about
dark.
it too. But it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure he knows. Like he knows.
as opposed to
Go on.
ever trying to solve the problems in his life, he just fucking drowns it in like pop culture, which is not a
And booze, as we've established.
Yeah.
This, I don't know. I find this to be there's a lot emotionally going on. You know, it's a very funny book.
Mhm.
It's a very boring and horrible book, and also it's sort of a very depressing sort of window into a true darkness that I pray I will not have to look into again anytime soon.
That is probably the most elegant summary that we could possibly hope for Bob Chipman's book. Reese, as the one person we had as like our fresh slate, the person who didn't read this book, how did you enjoy the secondhand experience of the highlights only of Bob Chipman's book?
I found it to be deeply tragic and upsetting. I listen, I got all my problems with Bob Stan, but I also want him to be okay. Like, this is fucked up. And like everything, like every word is just like this desperate scream for some kind of like acceptance or attention. I don't know. Like, why would you write down this stuff? with like the history of Mario with all this Bob flavor. Why would you write this analysis with just like your alcoholism? And like, fine, that's fine. Drink while gaming. And we've all done it. It's great. But it's just weird. It comes off. It's very odd. And I don't know. That was my response. It was a very strange experience, and it seems he's a little gremlin.
Bob needs to embrace his gamer gremlinism as we have.
Yeah.
Take the gamer gremlin pill and realize that this part of you that you think is your identity is nothing. It's not your identity. It was put there by a corporation, and in order to truly free yourself, you need to kill it.
Get gram pilled.
Get
Hell
got to
yes.
toe pilled.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So until next time, we'll be talking about, something else depressing, like the video game industry.
Yeah, seriously. But a lot less depressing.
Yeah, a lot less specific and depressing. So,
Yeah. Unless we're talking about Ubisoft.
bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Back off my Lisa stands full trip, and I'm rejuvenated and I'm remixed. I took plane, trains, and automobiles, and for real got ill. In Brazil, I'm the Wizard of Oz while on tour, and got war in Singapore, and I'm eating sushi in Japan, but there ain't no place like Super Mario Land. There ain't no place like Super Mario Land.
Check this out.